Hello guys, and welcome to this week's edition of Grappone Drive. I'm Hollis from the Grappone Automotive Group, and today I have the 2017 Mazda CX-3. So we're going to check out Mazda's entry-level crossover and see just how good it is to drive on this week's edition of Grappone Drive. The CX-3 comes standard with Mazda's 2-liter Skyactiv 4-cylinder engine. That is good for 146 horsepower and 146 pound-feet of torque. Now you can get either front or all-wheel drive. We have the all-wheel drive edition today, but regardless, all of them are mated to a 6-speed automatic transmission with sport shift, so you can hit the sport button and then move it around or do the paddle shifters if you have the Grand Touring like we do today. With the combination of all-wheel drive and the automatic, you're going to get 27 miles per gallon in the city and 35 on the highway. So we'll test that out a little bit today, see what we get, and hopefully it'll be right around where Mazda says it is. Here now in the cockpit of the CX-3, we have the Grand Touring Edition. So we have these nice 2-3-toned sport seats. They're actually really comfortable. They're perforated leatherette, I believe it is here on this model, but they're nicely bolstered, and they have this cool, you can't really see it, I'll show you afterwards, but suede inserts on them, which is really comfortable. I like that a lot. It's kind of a cool multi-toned theme, so we have the almonds with black and then the red accents, which dresses up the cabin. It makes it look pretty upscale and sporty, which I like a lot. But it's your typical Mazda interior, so it has a nice design theme going with it, with the whole Coda design, because that continues here on the interior. And everything feels nice. We have the leather seats, so we have the leather up steering wheel and shift and handbrake as well. Excuse me. All of the Mazdas come standard with the push-button start. This one has the keyless access, so it has the sensors on the door, so you can unlock it without taking the key out of your pocket. The Grand Touring comes with the cool active driving display, so with the car on, I've got my speedometer up there. The regular speedometer is also down here, so even if you don't have that active display, it's still right in front of you conveniently. All of my nice steering wheel controls, cruise control, Bluetooth, stereo, and whatnot. I really do enjoy Mazda's infotainment screens. I know some people don't like that it's protruding out of the dash. I think it looks really nice. And it is a touchscreen when you're sitting here with the car stopped. So I can touch anything, do whatever, and change the settings or go back. And then if the car is in motion, I have the iDrive-like controls down here, which work extremely well. They're very fluid, they're easy to use, and they have a nice feel to them. You can get navigation. This one has it because we have the Grand Touring, but you can put that on any of them. All you need to do is contact your Mazda dealer and give them a bit of money, and they will hand you in return an SD card loaded up with the navigation, which I think is pretty awesome, so that way you can get them on any of them. We have our standard automatic climate control, 3-level heated seats, heated mirrors, blind spot monitoring, moonroof. This one, it's pretty loaded up. There's only one option package that you can add on to this. That's the premium package, and let's see exactly what that adds. That way I'm not misguiding you. That adds things such as the rain sensing wipers, the automatic headlights, and then the active safety suite with things like the lane departure warning, the automatic braking, the laser guided cruise control, etc. So otherwise, this is loaded up. This is the most you can get in a CX-3, and it's great. We've got Bose speakers too, which is also a really awesome thing to add. So this is the front seat area. It's good. Armrest, cup holders under there, some cubbies here and there, and the doors, we've got bottle holders, glove box, sunglass holder, and whatnot. Not bad. And I wanted to check out the back seat there to see what it's like for passengers. So Mazda says that this is a 5-passenger vehicle. You have to have 5 really small people. I left my seat exactly where it was. My feet go underneath the seat fine, which is good. And I have, decent knee room. I can just put my fist in between. But keep in mind, I'm 5'7", and I'm a small guy, as you all love to point out. So it's tight for me. I'm not gonna rose-colored glasses view, whatever. If I'm in the middle, it's all-wheel drive. There's definitely a driveline hump there. I'm sitting up really close to the ceiling now. I can't even get a couple fingers in between my head there. This is not a 5-passenger vehicle in my book. I would, on short trips, put people back here, so I could say it's a 4-passenger vehicle. But honestly, I would go with this being a weekend getaway car. Couples, you know, take it up to go skiing with all-wheel drive, have an enjoyable time because it is a fun vehicle to drive. But I don't know that I'd vote 5 passengers. I mean, aside from that though, I mean, this is a nice, it's still a comfortable seat. It's nice back here. There's the mat pocket. Pretty decent headroom here, a little over a fist, and that's with the moonroof here, so that would go up a bit if you do not go with that option. The leather and suede, the black here, that's all the suede, by the way. But the leather and the suede back here, it's nice, it's comfortable. We've got bottle holders in the doors. No center armrest, but we do have the headrests, which are fairly decent and comfortable. So yeah, not too bad, not awful, but not the most legroom you could have. Again, though, this is kind of its own class for size, so keep that in mind when you think about that. The cargo space, you can't get to it with the key. You have to have the key on you, of course, but there's just a little button to get to it right here. So open that up, and here is revealed your cargo space. It's a rather compact area. You do have this nifty feature. You can lift up the load floor, and there's a hidden section there. It's a couple inches deep, and it's, of course, the whole way. So you can put stuff there, and then under that is your spare tire, and the Bose subwoofer, if you have that system, is built into that. So, whoops, let's drop that back down. So I'm gonna show you the seats folded down so you can see how large the cargo area is when you do that. So just come in here, fold that one down, and go around. And it's a 60-40 split seat, so you can do that side, you can do this side, or you can do both. So you can fold that down, and it's a nice flat load floor. And then if you have something that's a little taller and you need this out of the way, it just snaps. Oh, well, not very easily, but it snaps. You can take that down. And then you have a decent sized cargo area, so fold those down. You can throw, you know, IKEA furniture back there, no problem, with all their clever, nifty ways of packaging stuff up. So not too bad, just takes a little bit of work if you need more than just space for your groceries. It is a very blustery and very cold October day here in New England, and I'm dressed for it. But even with that, this is a pretty quiet ride. I can definitely hear wind noise outside, but there's not a lot of tire noise, which is good. And the exhaust note has a sporty sound to it. It's not intrusive, but it's also not totally just wiped out completely. Mazda gave it some bit of noise there, which I like. The ride is compliant, the seats are comfortable, and like I said, I can't see having a lot of people in this car, but I really think it would shine as an all-weather vehicle because it's going to handle really well in the snow with the all-wheel drive, and being that it has a fairly low center of gravity, because it's a low to the ground car overall, even though it has fairly decent ground clearance. And I just can see it being so good as like a young couple's vehicle, someone my age, mid-20s, mid-30s, whatever, who is active, so they like to go camping, throw their camping stuff in the back, or they want to go, you know, kayaking in the winter. They want to throw their snowboards and skis on the roof and then head up to the lodge. That sounds like this would be perfect for that. It's going to handle the roads really nicely. You know, if you're carving up logging roads or mountain roads, you're going to enjoy doing it because it has Mazda's DNA. It's built off of their small car platform, so it drives like the small car in a nimble sense, and it has sharp steering and handling. but then you have that added assurance of the active all-wheel drive, which Mazda says reads data such as if you're using your windshield wipers or not, and you know exactly how much, and it reads the outside temperature and tries to predict what the road conditions are based on that, and a whole bunch of other factors, I can't remember all of them, to make sure that the power is transferred to the correct axle before it's even perceptible to a person that something might have been slipping. So if that works, that's fantastic. Obviously we're dry roads here today, so I can't entirely figure that out, but it's driving seamlessly. I can't feel any all-wheel drive things happening, which is good. I definitely admire that, which is how it should be. Some all-wheel drives you can tell, and most of them you shouldn't and can't, which is good. But it drives nicely, it really, really does. So it's a good vehicle in that sense, and I don't know. I think it's a great weekend vehicle, I really do. And it's nice because when it's a work weekend, it's just you commuting, it is easy to drive because of its small size, and it's comfortable. You're not going to be unhappy in it. I mean, I've got everything set automatically in here, and I have my sunroof if I wanted it, if it was a nicer day out, and whatnot. And let's see, we're averaging, well, it's telling me my current miles per gallon. I don't really, let's see. Yeah, we're on, when I'm driving, I can get my current miles per gallon, but it's right in line with what Mazda said. So that just said I was coming to a stop, so it said I was getting 177 miles per gallon. So that's a bit optimistic, obviously, as I was foot off the gas, but no, it'll be economical too. So it's a good vehicle, and definitely worth a look if you're looking into something small with all-wheel drive. So there's the Mazda CX-3. It's a great crossover. Think of it as a hatchback with all-wheel drive. I think that's the best way to think about it. You've got the little bit more ground clearance there. It's fun to drive. The driving dynamics are typical Mazda, and that's really what this is aimed for. It's meant to be just a fun to drive, all-weather, hatchbacky type crossover, and it fits that bill perfectly. So there you go. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Hollis from Grappone. Please like, share, comment, etc. And I'll catch you again here on Grappone Drive next week.